I'm trying something for the first time here. I am attempting to broadcast live in a couple different places, so hopefully this all works as I'm meaning it to. So I'm going to take a quick check here and see. Okay, looks like I'm live. Want to just double check that I'm in here, since this is the first time doing it in this manner. Okay, I think I'm live everywhere I wanted to be live. So, as you all know, I have, or maybe you don't know, I have a podcast called Screw the Record Label. I haven't done many new episodes recently. However, I decided to make this profile review stuff that I'm doing part of the podcast, and it'll be video podcast. So normally I would have said, I'm going live on Saturday and I'm going to do this and blah, blah, blah. But I just was doing some work earlier today and I said, you know what? I'm going to go live today. And I'm going to do this, start doing this today. So new episodes for Screw the Record Label are going to be video. And they will be these profile reviews that I've told some of you about. If you are interested in submitting your profile, send an email to podcast@rockmission.com. And I will add you to my list. So the profile reviews are going to consist of 6 touch points. And sorry, I'm looking at my notes here so I don't forget anything or go off on any tangents because I can talk. So the 6 touch points are going to be clarity, your channels, consistency in posting, the content that you're posting, your community, and conversion. I'm mainly going to look at one platform, which is why I'm only asking you to send me one profile. However, I am going to look at the other platforms briefly, but not as in intense detail as the one you sent me. Because some of the points kind of touch on the multiple platforms. So this week's episode, we are going to look at Tart Vandelay from Los Angeles, California, originally from Rochester, New York. And yes, some of you may know that one half of Tart Vandelay is my niece, Katie. So we're going to look at her stuff. She has gone through my program twice. She has been posting. They've seen definite growth, and they are working on a promotion possibly for like early next year, which I'm going to help her with. And I just want to start with hers because she's definitely seen some consistent growth this year, and it's a good one to look at. All right, so let's get into it. So the first point is clarity. I am actually going to share my screen so you can see. Let's see here. All right, share, and hopefully you are seeing this. All right, so here is the TikTok account. So this is her TikTok account. First thing I'm going to say, so clarity is it clear what you do and who you serve? So yes, this is absolutely clear. First of all, you can tell by the name, Tart Vandelay Music. I could tell by the handle already. This is going to be a music profile. And I can also tell right away because they have some instruments, they're singing, it says open mic performance, like on the cover of that. You can tell this is a music profile. So points for there, absolutely. And then the bio as well. Alt pop duo, Los Angeles. Main things I always say, tell me what it is you play and where are you? People need to know where you are. You can reach these huge amounts of people in all sorts of different countries. And when you're promoting your music, it's nice to know when you're promoting a show, if I know if it's somewhere I can go, or is it somewhere far away and maybe I can find a live stream of it. So make sure you're putting your location. So this is really good. All right, so let's look at, I'm going to look really super quick. So the channels section is going to be, are you active on social media platforms? So we know she submitted the TikTok. We know they're active on TikTok. So I do know there is a Facebook page here. They have that. They do have a Facebook group that they utilize. There is an Instagram page. and there is a YouTube page with videos. All right, so, and they have a website, which I did not bring up, so let me bring that up. So the first thing on here is their email list, which is really good. You need to have an email list. If you've ever watched my videos before, you know that I preach about having an email list, because all this social media is great and it does work and it does promote your music. It does help you reach new people, but at any minute, a platform can go away. So if you're relying on the rented land, you run the risk of having to start from scratch again. So when you have an email list, you own that email list. You then can always reach and contact your followers, your subscribers. Social links are on here. They are at the bottom, but I do like that they're big, so they're easy to find. So we have their Spotify link, Apple Music, the YouTube, the TikTok, Facebook, the Instagram. They're all right here. I do say, like, this is really good. At least they're there. I do say you probably could have them at the top as well, but this page is very simple and I like the simplicity of this. So I would say that's good. And my only critique on this page would be to maybe make your logo bigger so I see it and it stands out a little bit more. And there's a contact page, which is good. Little contact form. So that's all really good. They have a good press kit. The press kit is really good. I like that there's the little snippets here with the quotes. This is really good. Oh, and then the about. This is the only critique I have here, is that it's kind of like all like this. I would break this apart and I would also left align it. It makes for easier reading. The center is good for smaller types of text, like we did on the EPK page. Like on this one, let me see if I can get back over there. So on this page, these being centered like this is great. On this page, when you have a bigger group of text like this, I would want that to be more left aligned so that it reads more easily to the eye. Because right now my eye kind of goes to the center and you want it to just flow with the reading of what you're saying here. And I would break apart the paragraphs a little bit more, just so it doesn't look like one huge long paragraph. So that's all I would say on that one. Let's go back here and we're going to talk about consistency. Is the look and feel of all of your social media pages consistent, and are you regularly posting? So the one thing I want you to take note of here, the profile picture is the same across all the platforms. So you know when you have found the right page. If you're using a different picture on each of the platforms, some people are going to be like, I don't know, is this the right page? I'm not sure. There are going to be most likely duplicate band pages, duplicate band names, all sorts of things like that. In fact, one of my bands, there's a band by the same name from like South America, who is, I don't believe even hasn't been a group in a very long time, but we still get confusion every once in a while. We should probably change our name, but that's that. So the profile pictures are up to date. They're consistent across all the platforms. That is amazing. And the bio. So like on this one, and I know the bios can be tough because some of them are very condensed. You only have so many characters. So we have Alt Pop Duo, Los Angeles, and then they do have a link in bio. Let's see what we have on the Facebook page. Alternative Pop Duo, Los Angeles. All right, perfect. Alt Pop Duo, Los Angeles. And here, there's a really good call to action, which is the last thing I was going to say. Is there a call to action in your bio? If there's room to put it in there, send people where you want to send them. Do you have a new single? Do you want them to be listening to that song? Do you want them to be buying that song? Do you want them to be buying some new piece of merch you have, a ticket for a show, whatever it is? You want to put that, if you can fit it in there, with the link. And so here she's putting in the music video for I'll Be There, out now. So there's the link. And I'm hoping it'll show me here Yep, I'll be there music video out and you can watch it right here. Perfect. That is absolutely how you want to do that. And then let's double check here. So they have a little blurb on here. Does it say here? Yep, from Rochester to Los Angeles. So all that, the same information flows from each profile. So people are sure when they find this page that it's the same one that they found and followed on another platform. All right. Let's look at posting frequency. So it looks like here, I'm going to turn the sound off on those. This one was posted, so they haven't posted since August 16th, which is okay. It's only been a couple weeks. I do say if you've been posting and you need a little break, that's fine. I do say to try, if you can, to post at least once a week, because it keeps people interested in coming back and they, you don't get lost in the shuffle then. So she's got a save on this one. Saves are really good on these. It tells the algorithm that was interesting and it will send your stuff out again to those people. Let's see what we got here. This is a performance. So this was 8/4. So this is like 8/4 to 8/16. There's a little bit of time in between. 7/6. And then 7/3. Let's see here. This is some behind the scenes stuff. There's some saves here. There's some good amount of likes on here. So 6/1, 5/23, 5/16. So I would say get in the habit of trying to post maybe at least once a week. And if you can commit to once a week, you could set aside maybe an hour. If it maybe took 2 hours on one day, you could probably make your whole thing of content for 1 month in just an hour or two. And I would say strive to do the hour. It doesn't have to be complicated. And I know like the filming, if you're doing videos, can get intensive. I personally have to write out scripts because I will go off on a tangent or I will start talking about something else and I forget to go back to my original point. So I always have notes because if I don't, we're going everywhere with it. All right. So that's all I would say on that is to maybe post, and they are cross posting, not everything. Well, let's see, reels. I believe they are cross posting here. Yeah. So some of these are definitely on all the pages. And that's another thing I say, like, don't make it so complicated. You don't have to create one thing for TikTok, one thing for Instagram, one thing for Facebook. You're going to create one piece of content and put it everywhere. And you don't even have to put it everywhere on the same day if you don't want to. Say, do a post on Instagram one day, then the next day on YouTube, the next day on Facebook, the next day on TikTok. That way you've got something and something's going out consistently. So yeah, definitely at least once a week. I was what I recommend. All right, so the content itself. Dropping my pen over here. Are you publishing a variety of content? So we're going to talk about like reels, photos, other long form videos, behind the scenes, audiograms, text only. I would say for the TikTok itself, I do think the variety is good because you're doing a variety of connecting with people, your shows, behind the scenes, the unique stuff about you in general, and about the members of the band. I think that is really, really good. On Facebook, you have a little bit more choice. If you don't feel like posting a video today, you don't feel like recording today, you can do a text only. I think some of you have probably seen my personal page. Let me see if I can do this. So I have what I call a conversation piece every Friday. let's do this. All right, so every Friday, and that was yesterday, so you'll see it right up here. And I always use a purple background so that if you run across it on Friday, you're like, oh, here's the conversation starter. So yesterday's was, what's the last concert you went to? So every week, sometime on Friday, I post something with this purple background that's meant to get people talking. So I would try, that is probably the only thing I would say to try some of these on Facebook is these, and you don't even have to use just a solid color. They have many choices here. Let's see if it'll let me look at it. I don't know if I can do it on here. It might only be, oh, here. So you have, if you have your avatar, there's some of those in there. These are some of the popular ones. There's new ones. And I basically just scroll through here and use that purple. So there sometimes is a little design on the background, but what it does is it just pops out in the feed versus just a plain background with just text. At least it pops the color. People will see it. It might stop the scroll quicker. And one thing I do love, and Katie's been doing some of these, is these audiograms. This, for me personally, this really grabs my eye, and I'm very apt to click on this and listen to it because something about this little screen doing that, it grabs my attention completely. All right, so next is, we're going to move on to community. So do you reply publicly to your comments? Or do you have a Facebook group where you're fostering community? So Katie's done a little bit of both of this. Where there are comments, she is replying to those. Like here. And here. And that's comment from me. But yeah, so she is replying to these, giving information. Now they also have what they call their street team. And this is for their fans. So they've done contests in here. They've actually done some private shows in here. So this is where you can foster the community with your fans and be on their radar more often. Facebook, for a long time, has been really promoting the groups. I feel like they're maybe pulling back a little bit on them right now, but they're still pretty popular. I still get groups through my feed. So I say they are still pushing them pretty good. Especially if you are visiting groups, you are going to get groups in your feed too. But you can also change your, I don't know how to do it in here on the desktop. You can go into the notifications, into the settings of the group itself, and make sure you're getting the notifications for the posts. What's the other thing here? Oh yes, do you have your Facebook wall on? So can people come here? We're going to go to mentions, and yes, the wall is open. I can write a note to them and they can be tagged and stuff. So that is awesome as well. And do they have the Facebook? Yeah, we did the Facebook group. So the last thing is conversion. So this is where you are hopefully driving people to buy something from you or sign up to get notified about shows, get on your email list, whatever it is. And that part can change. And you just have to remember where you're putting all of your links. So like if you're always leaving a link in your bio or a call to action in there, that's where you're going to want to be changing that up every time you have like a new thing. So if you have a new album, new merch coming out, new show, new tour, and you want to drive people to those dates to buy those tickets, this is where we're going to talk about this. So if I go to the front here, so there is no call to action here, but there was one, as you recall, here on Instagram. They want you to go watch this music video. If you find them on Instagram, here's where they want you to go. But you can also be, and this is kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. This is not it's not in your face. However, you can be more direct with it. So like you'll see on this particular post that on my live, in the description, I have put right in there, if you want to submit your band for a profile review, send an email to blah, blah, blah. So that is my call to action. And I'm going to say it at the end of the video as well. I said it in the beginning. I'm going to say it at the end. And I put it in the description because you can't ask too many times. You really can't. People need to see it a few times. Sometimes people need to see it up to 7 or 8 times before they will take the action and do what you want them to do. So let's see here. So we did using the CTAs in your bios. Are you doing it in your posts? So let's see here. This one is not so much for that. It's a photo. All right, so we're so excited to play our music for you on July 30th, ticket link. So again, not totally in your face, but here's the link, buy the ticket. I would actually say, get your ticket here with the link. And I would also play around with, if you don't think, so there was 12 likes on here and 3 comments. If you think it could have gone out to more people, and maybe it didn't go out to as many people as the last post you had, you can always play with, you can put the link in your description here, or you can put it into the comments. I have seen that work both ways. And I don't seem to have too much of a problem either way. Both of them have worked for me. Yeah, so here, use the link below. Here, this is a good one. Use the link below to shop all your favorite items. This is for Prime Days. So they have an affiliate link here. You are telling the people what you want them to do. All right, so you can also put them on your cover photos. I would put something in here if you want to drive people to something, whether it be to watch that video, buy a ticket link, whatever. I would put something in there because people are apt, or even put it into text on here so that people are seeing it on your cover photo. And sometimes I have seen people, and I've done this myself, where you put a button here, click to whatever, when you click on this, and it's going to bring you here, and that link will be there. So definitely think about doing something like that too. Is Messenger enabled? Yes, it is. I can send a message. I do look to see if there's been any ad campaigns. However, I'm not spending a whole lot of time on that, simply because my programs and what I teach are for you to grow organically and to not spend any money until you're ready to spend the money. You really don't need to. There are many, 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 many ways to do this organically. Is it a little slower? Maybe, maybe not. It just depends on your posts and how you're consistent with them, and how much you put into it is what you will get back. The other thing, and I think we did kind of cover this on the website, we have the email list. You really should have an email list. And is there a chat widget? There is not, and there is, I would have to go find it, and maybe I'll do a tutorial on this later. There is a way to put a little chat widget right from Facebook Messenger onto your website, so people can, they come across this, they can send you a message, ask questions, buy stuff from you, whatever it is they're looking to do. And then on here, she's also got a contact form, which is good. So if somebody had a message, they can send that. And I do believe on their EPK is where they put their booking stuff right here. So, and then you can download their full press kit. So all in all, a really, really good posts, good variety of posts, good content, nice behind the scenes. I like that there's a group that's fostering community. Good calls to action. Just keep doing stuff like that. good amount of channels. I don't know. Sometimes I do look, they are not active on Twitter that I could find, but I will ask her, or X or whatever it's called now. I do think Pinterest can be used, but I do think that's also when you're playing the long game. Pinterest is very much like, I'm going to stop sharing here. So Pinterest is very much like YouTube. It's kind of like for the long game. You can post something, it will get no action for months, and then all of a sudden will pick up steam after a couple of months. Same type of thing can happen on YouTube. And YouTube can be quick if you're using specific search terms, since it's a search engine. But yeah, I would say you can do stuff on Pinterest. I probably wouldn't focus on Pinterest. I think the best ones to focus on would be your Facebook, your Instagram, the TikToks, and the YouTubes. Those are 4 places where I see musicians really doing well. And I think that's all I have for this profile review today. So I hope you guys found that interesting. I will be doing some more of these. The next one is going to be, did I write it down? Yes, Wednesday, September 6th at about noon. So I'll let you know beforehand. And if I'm able to, maybe, I don't know if I could schedule, I just got back into using software for streaming. So the last one I used, I could schedule stuff. I'm not sure if I can do that with this one, so I will find out. But I am planning for Wednesday, the 6th at noon. And I don't know who I'm doing next yet. I will figure that out a little later today. So again, if you want to submit your band profile page for a review for me to go through it, send an email, podcast@rockvision.com, and I will add you to my list. All right. I hope this was informational, and I hope it gives you some ideas on how to promote your own band and maybe how to update your profiles. So yeah, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thank you.